hear me. It's hard to hear. Hopefully, you guys can hear me now. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Um, again, had to switch my mic out. But God has designed men and women for a certain role. Men have a certain role to play. Women have a certain role to play, and it's a harmonious relationship. When we look at the fall of man, we understand that there now is tension between men and women, or husbands and wife. Scripture tells us that the woman will desire her husband, but her husband will rule over her. This was the beginning of the battle of the sexes. Um, Throughout the generations, what do we see with the progression of this? Well, we did see a season where the roles were clearly defined. We saw that maybe more so in our grandparents' relationship, granddad with grandma, right? Granddad was the sole provider, while grandma took care of the home. The old saying, "You give a wife a house, you turn it to a home. You give her groceries, she'll make a meal." And so, grandma stood with granddad, and if it was a healthy relationship, you saw a tremendous dynamic where they depended on each other. I understand we also see some good and bad. The bad being that if it was a bad husband or bad leader of home, he took advantage of the wife, where she would have to stay because she couldn't work during those times. So she would, if the relationship was abusive, she had to hang around because she had no other way to provide for herself. And this kind of sparked or was a piece of the women's liberation, more of the modern day women liberation movement, uh, where women begin to strive for their rights and their roles were dramatically shifted from I can move from being a homemaker to doing exactly what men can do. And so they entered into the workforce, not saying there's anything wrong with that, but we see a shift where women are now able to provide for themselves. They're able to get their own things, their own house, their own car. They can bring home the bacon. So why do they need you? They don't need no man. They don't need you. And so what happens is this creates a dilemma for the husband or the man entering into this relationship with this independent woman, because now he's trying to decide, well, where do I fit in? If she can take care of herself, if she can provide for herself, why does she need me? What good am I to her? And when you have a woman who has a mindset of, I'm super independent, I don't need any man, and a man enters into some sort of relationship there, it's not going to go very well, because, again, she is going to dominate the relationship and the man's not going to know where to fit in. And so when we look at the way God designed it, it works harmoniously. Even though society has changed and, you have men having to, um, work two or three jobs just to make ends meet, or you have the spouse helping the husband work and bringing home some income for the house, just because of the dynamic of our economy, where the middle class desires, for the most part, or calls for a two-parent working household. But however, even in that, the woman still has a home to take care of. But if she's out there helping the man provide for the home, then the man needs to step up to the plate and assist in doing things in the home. Now, we understand that there's a different dynamics in the relationships and different marriages. There's no cookie cutter, more so, or like how our grandparents were, where most of the relationships kind of reflected the same thing, where the husband provided, the wife stayed home. That's completely changed. It's you got some women that's out there providing, some men who are stay at home, or you have again, women working just as much as the man, but there's still a home that needs to be taken care of. Husbands, there's still a wife that needs to be loved. And so we can't forget those God-given roles. We have to make sure that is the foundation. We have to make sure we incorporate that and do not get lost in the rat race of trying to, bring home the bacon, but there's nobody there to cook the bacon. And so we got to work together.